Welcome to the March 2026 edition of Spotlight on Harbor Theater. Today I have some special guests with me. We will run down the movie lineup as we usually do and the special events, but first we want to talk to a few special people. We've talked before about how Harbor Theater as a nonprofit depends on the financial support of our community. At least 50% of our operating funds come from the community. But more than that, the time and energy and efforts of some of our individual community members means even more to us. We have 14 part-time employees at Harbor Theater, but we have about twice that many volunteers. So today we want to talk with three of them. I have with me our volunteer Chloe Jonath, who is a high school student graduating this year, yes. Aren't you, Chloe? And Robin Jordan, who's a former board member and volunteer, and Sandra Seifert, who has been volunteering since the beginning of Harbor Theater's nonprofit days. So, ladies, welcome, and I'd like to ask you a couple of questions and talk to the community about volunteering a little bit.
Yeah.
First of all, how long have each of you been volunteers at the theater?
A year.
Okay. You started at the beginning of the school year this year, is that right? Do you remember? Or about that, wasn't it? About a year, yeah. How about you, Robin?
I date back to 2017 when the Harbor Theater became a nonprofit, and I started volunteering, and sometime after that went on to the board for about 4 years, and then continuing to now.
Yeah. And Sandra?
I too started in 2017 and have been there ever since.
It's great to have people who are so dedicated to the theater and so helpful with everything that we do. Probably people would like to know a little bit about what you do at the theater as a volunteer. What kind of tasks do you do?
I help greet and help clean and help make sure people smile.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen you help people with their popcorn or their drinks to get to their seats and get settled. Yeah. What kind of work have you done? I know you've had several different positions, Robin.
More recently, helping you on the events team or committee, which is really so enjoyable. So that's a favorite thing to do because I get to interact with the public and the people coming into the theater. So I do really enjoy that. And it's more fun than maybe doing fundraising and membership and things that I did in the past. So this is really enjoyable.
Yeah. And I think sometimes people don't think about the fact that board members are volunteers too. And they volunteer in a different kind of capacity, not always at the theater itself, but that's a volunteer position as well. And Sandra?
Well, I started as a greeter, but quickly I was into selling tickets. And that's when they sold tickets down by the entrance door. So I sold tickets to the matinees and also the art documentaries. And today I've moved up to concessions. Since I've redesigned the ticket selling and the concessions together, I help the staff member who is selling tickets. Seems to move the line right through, and I get to greet and give everyone popcorn or whatever else they want.
Well, it's kind of nice. I know you're a regular on Sundays, and Chloe's a regular on Wednesdays, and you see pretty much a regular audience on those days, don't you? A lot of the same people come on the same day of the week to see a movie.
Yes.
Yeah, so you get to have good interaction with them.
Yes.
Same thing often happens with special events, like Robin said, you know, if we're having lunch or we're having some kind of reception, and you often see regulars, and it's fun to interact with them that way. Well, so maybe for someone who might be considering volunteering in the future, what is it that you like about volunteering? What's rewarding for you? What do you enjoy?
Just getting to see people smile.
That is special.
It is.
I really enjoy that I see new people coming into the theater and experiencing it for the first time at a special event, whether it's the gala or it's the food and a meal and a movie. But also I see the regulars, I see friends and get to talk with them, whether I'm serving wine and tea or serving one of your delicious meals or from Eventide. And for me, it's such a special place. It's just, got sort of the heart and soul of the community, and you get that feeling because we're all together in the same place experiencing something, and it's a gathering spot that's, I think, just an integral part of being part of the Boothbay area. And that just is a great feeling to see a movie, have a great meal, and be with people. It's so socially important. I just really enjoy all of that together.
I enjoy having seen the movie theater grown as it has over the years. You know, it was a new venture and it was owned by different people before, but the Mazurs took it over. They had a 5-year plan and they were very successful at it, and who doesn't like being part of a success?
That's right.
And it's grown since then. And you know, putting a marquee in the parking lot was a big event. I mean, it's the big event after the one signal light in Boothbay Harbor. That was the second big event. But I too, like Robin, enjoy watching the regulars come in. You start to feel like part of a family. And when they don't show up on a Sunday, you say, where are they this week? What are they doing? You know, but we have a good time with our customers, and we hope to represent the theater in a light way, in a friendly way, and they do keep coming back, so I think we're definitely doing something right.
Yeah, I agree. I think the volunteers are just as integral a part as the employees are. Forming that family feeling and that community feeling at the theater. So anyone who is interested in volunteering, we always have openings for volunteers. The easiest thing probably is to email me at info@boothbaycinema.org. We'd love to have any of you as volunteers. Thank you. So now let's talk about the new films coming to Boothbay Harbor during the month of March. We are actually starting and ending with musicals this month. First of all, The Testament of Anne Lee, which started in February, is running through the first week of March. And we've talked about that film before, so let's go on to Wuthering Heights. It will open on March the 6th. It is rated R and runs 2 hours and 16 minutes. This film is going to run for 2 weeks, and one of the reasons for that is in the middle of the run, on Saturday, March the 14th, we have a collaboration with the Boothbay Harbor Memorial Library to do a read and watch discussion. So if you haven't yet had the chance or haven't done it in a very long time, you still have time to dig into Emily Bronte's classic Victorian novel, Wuthering Heights, and then see the film and go to the library to talk about the film and the book together. The film stars Jacob Elordi from Frankenstein fame earlier this year and Margot Robbie of Barbie fame, but this time in a very gothic and steamy romance based on the Bronte novel. Following the 2 weeks of Wuthering Heights, we will be showing H is for Hawk. It's PG and runs 2 hours and 10 minutes. This is a biographical drama based on the 2014 memoir of naturalist Helen Macdonald. It stars Claire Foy as Helen Macdonald and Irish actor Brendan Gleeson. It is based on the true story of MacDonald's grief and losing her father, and then tending to a goshawk after his death. It explores the personal bereavement and the practical and psychological challenges involved with the art of falconry. It explores her grief and its immersion in the communion with nature, as well as a slow re-engagement with the human world. It's a wonderful film that I think the whole family would enjoy. The last first run film of the month is, again, a musical, Merrily We Roll Along. It's rated PG-13 and runs 2 hours and 25 minutes. It's a filmed recording. It's often called a pro shot of the acclaimed 2023-24 Broadway revival of Stephen Sondheim's Broadway musical Merrily We Roll Along. It stars the original Broadway cast. Those are Jonathan Groff, Lindsay Mendez, and Daniel Radcliffe. And the production is not a movie adaptation, but is a high-definition recording of the successful Broadway production at the Hudson Theater in New York. The plot of the musical follows three friends over 3 decades, moving backward in time to show how their lives and careers and friendships evolved. And the background to the musical, featuring the music and lyrics by Stephen Sondheim, is that the original 1981 production was a notorious flop. It didn't do well at all, but this revival in 2023 won 4 Tony Awards, and including the Best Revival of a Musical. We've had some demand for this film, so be sure that you mark it on your calendar and come to see Merrily We Roll Along. We, as always, during the month of March, have a good lineup of special events and series as well. Starting on March the 9th, which is a Monday evening, with our Food and Film offering. Remember that Food and Film has gone to a private party format, so that in order to see the films that are curated by Kim Martin, who also cooks the dinners for those wonderful evenings, you need to be on an invitation email list. The way to do that, if you haven't signed up yet, is to email me at info@boothbaycinema.org, and we'll get you put on that list. Then I already mentioned that on March the 14th, we have the Wuthering Heights discussion at 1:30 p.m. at the library. So if you've seen the film and read the book and want to talk about the differences between the two or the way the two work together, then be sure and go to the library on that Saturday and participate in the discussion. The following day, on March the 15th, is another private event, but it's open to the public and free, and that is Tanner Grover's Cinema Clubhouse. Remember that you can sign up for the Cinema Clubhouse free, but also just to find out what films are coming and what the results of the scorecards are after each film offering. You would go to Cinema Clubhouse on Facebook or on Instagram to sign up. Tanner's getting quite a following, especially from people who love the films of the 80s and 90s. They seem to be very popular and are doing very well. So you might want to come on those Sunday evenings once a month for Cinema Clubhouse. Then one of our most popular series of all, going for many years back, is the Exhibition on Screen series. In March, on Friday the 20th and Saturday the 21st, we will be showing Exhibition on Screen's production of Turner and Constable. The two British greatest artists of their era were also great rivals, and so it's interesting to see the two of them side by side on the big screen in this wonderful exhibition that was mounted by the Tate Britain. And Exhibition on Screen Productions was given an exclusive privileged access to this exhibition to create the film. We always have large crowds for these Exhibition on Screen series, so you'll be sure to want to come on either Friday or Saturday at 2 p.m. for Turner and Constable. Then, rounding out the month on March the 24th, again with a musical, is our Lunch with a Classic. On March the 24th, it will be South Pacific from 1958, and we'll be having a tropical themed lunch that day. The 1958 classical music won one Oscar for Best Sound, but it was also received 10 nominations, starring Rossano Brazzi and Mitzi Gaynor, with wonderful songs and dances that are unforgettable for those of us from a certain generation. The question to ask about this film is, can a girl from Little Rock find happiness with a mature French planter she got to know on one enchanted evening away from the military hospital where she's a nurse, or should she just wash that man right out of her hair? We hope that you will join us for one of our series or special events, or for one of the first run films at Harbor Theater in the month of March. Thank you.